Hello, this is my first episode in a series about learning how to do creative web design starting from absolute zero. So, all I've done so far is searched up what it even is to decide that I'm interested. And now I'm going to start just asking Claude for a general overview of or design for what to do and how to do it. Let's see what it says. I have done this once so far, but I haven't gone through actually doing it. I just read that it seemed very feasible to do free just with my own 6-year-old computer. Okay. Let's look at phase 0 or phase 1. HTML and CSS basics with the free code camp. Responsive web design course. Code Academy, Master HTML, and CSS. Fill up 3 to 5 simple static pages. Focus on semantic HTML, basic styling layouts with Flexbox and grid. Okay. By pairing it with CSS, you're able to control how your page is styled. And then together, you'll know how to start creating one pages on your own. That sounds good, Code Academy. Is it free? Alright. Learn HTML. Good reviews. I like that. Start. Introduction to HTML. Welcome to the world of code. Last year, millions of learners from our community started with HTML. Why? HTML is the skeleton of all web pages. It's often the first language learned by developers, marketers, and designers, and is core to the front-end development. If this is your first time touching code, we're excited for you. So what is HTML? HTML provides structure for the content appearing on a website, such as images, text, or videos. Right-click on a page, there, choose Inspect, and you'll see HTML. Hypertext Markup Language. Take this course for free with Google. Introduction to HTML. Welcome to the world of code. Last year, millions of learners from our community started with HTML. Why? Just read that. A markup language is a computer language that defines the structure and presentation of raw text. In HTML, the computer can interpret raw text that is wrapped in HTML elements. Okay, I don't need all that right now. Elements are discrete components within an HTML document that generally consist of at least one tag, but can have at least 2 tags with optional content. I don't know what that means, but that's fine. Hypertext is text displayed on a computer or device that provides access to other text through links, also known as hyperlinks. You probably clicked on a couple of hyperlinks on your way to this Code Academy course. Learning HTML is the first step in creating websites. but even a bit of knowledge can help you inject code snippets into newsletters, blogs, or website templates. As you continue learning, you can layer HTML with CSS and JavaScript to create visually compelling and dynamic websites. For now, we're going to focus on how to add and modify basic content on a page like text, images, and videos. Don't worry if the websites look ugly. We're just getting started. Perfect. Instructions in the code editor to the right. Type your name in between, then press run. Ross. Or control enter. Okay. Ross on the right. Beautiful. Ross. DBoss. Control enter. Excellent. Stuck. Gonna hit. Sure. Materials cheat sheet. Progress on HTML. Let's go for that. Okay, don't need that. And next. HTML anatomy. HTML is composed of elements. These elements structure the web page and define its content. Let's take a look at how they're written. The diagram to the right displays an HTML paragraph element. As we can see, the paragraphs element is made up of first an opening tag, P, the content hello world text, the closing tag, bracket / P, bracket. Are those even called brackets? I don't know. All are. A tag and the content between it is called an HTML element. There are many tags we can use to recognize and display text and other types of content like images. Let's quickly review each part of the pictured element. HTML element, or simply element. A unit of content in an HTML document formed by HTML tags and the text or media it contains. HTML tag. The element name surrounded by an opening angle bracket and a closing angle bracket. I guess that's what they're called. Opening tag. The first HTML tag used to start an HTML element. The tag type is surrounded by opening and closing angle brackets. Content. The information, text, or other elements contained between the opening and closing tags of an HTML element. Closing tag. The HTML tag used to end an HTML element. Closing tags have a / inside them, directly after the left angle bracket. Good to know. Show the diagram to the right. Yep. Cheat sheet. Got it. Opening, content, closing with the /, all that together makes the element. Customize your experience. Enable code autocomplete, change text sizes, sharing options, and more. Don't need that for now. Okay, the body, 5 minutes. One of the key HTML elements we will use are elements or discrete components with at least one tag. We can have 2 tags, okay? I looked at that earlier, and that makes a little more sense. One of the key HTML elements we use to build a web page is the body element. Only content inside the opening and closing body tags can be displayed to the screen. Once the file has a body, many different types of content, including text, images, and buttons, can be added to the body. What's up, Doc? And a body. Okay. Angle, body. Enter something. Angle / body to close it. I guess we'll see if indentation matters. I got that. Control enter. Cool. And the following. P. Life is very short, and what we have to do must be done in the now. By space here will do anything. No. Good to know. Well, some browsers may render content outside body tags as well to accommodate the occasional mistake in your HTML. Not all browsers do this. Okay, so some browsers are smarter than others. The best way to ensure that all your HTML renders the same way in all browsers is to ensure that your elements remain within the opening and closing body tags. Sure. Next, AI Assistant. Don't need that for now. HTML structure. HTML is organized as a collection of family tree relationships. As you saw in the last exercise, we placed p tags within body tags. When an element is contained inside another element, it is considered the child of that element. The child element is said to be nested inside the parent element. Body paragraph, this parent is a child of the body. In the example above, p element is nested inside the body element. The p element is the child, and the body is the parent. You can see we've added 2 spaces of indentation using the space bar for better readability. Okay, just nesting is indented, but just for readability. Since there can be multiple levels of nesting, you can have grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and beyond. The relationship is known as a hierarchy. Okay, div tags, h1 tags, p tags, and body tags. The body is the parent of the div. Both the h1 and p are children of the div. Because they're at the same level, they're considered siblings and both grandchildren of the body. And we can see that visually with the indentations. And then also, body starts first, ends last, kind of thing. And p is not within h1, so they're siblings. Understanding HTML hierarchy is important because child elements can inherit behaviors and styling from their parent elements. You'll learn more about this with CSS. Add the paragraph below as a child of the div element. Okay. Hello world, this paragraph is child. This paragraph is a child of the div element and a grandchild of the body element. Close that with the P. Control Enter to run. Okay, don't know what div is, but sure. Headings. Headings in HTML are similar to headings in any other type of media. For example, in newspapers, large headings are typically used to capture the reader's attention. Other times, headings are used to describe content, like the title of a movie or an educational article. HTML follows a similar pattern. In HTML, there are 6 different headings or heading elements. Headings, 6 headings, can be used for a variety of purposes, like titling sections, articles, or other forms of content. The following is the list of heading elements available in HTML. They're ordered largest to smallest. H1 is biggest, H6 is the smallest. The following code uses a headline intended to capture a reader's attention. It uses the largest heading, H1. Breaking news. Now that you know how to structure HTML elements, we'll spend the rest of the lesson building an informational website using some of the most common HTML elements. We've put some elements in to get you started, but you'll write the rest on your own. Below the H3, okay. Add H2 that says habitat. To toggle tab, focus mode, press control for less of okay. H3. Habitat. H3, I wonder if I didn't match those, what would happen? Now it wants H2. What if I do this? It's confused. Still renders. Okay. Which one? Okay, it works, but doesn't like it. Now below habitat, add H3 countries with large brown bear populations. H3. Beautiful. On the next line, add one more H3 countries with small brown bear populations. H3 countries with small brown bear populations. Finally, the next line, H2 media. Okay, H2 media slash H2. Prettify code unformatted. There you go. Okay. Reset workspace. No, copy file. Okay. Divs. I was wondering what that was. One of the most popular elements in HTML code is the div element, short for division, or a container that divides the page into sections. Okay. These sections are very useful for grouping elements in your HTML together. Div h1, why use divs? P, great for grouping elements. Div body. Divs don't inherently have a visual representation, but they're really useful when we want to apply custom styles. Divs allow us to group HTML elements to apply the same styles for all HTML elements inside. We can also style the div element as a whole. You can see how this is done in the CSS course. Divs can contain any text or other HTML elements such as links, images, or videos. Remember to always add 2 spaces of indentation when you nest for better readability. Below H1, brown bear, add an opening div tag, place the closing after features. Da, da, da. Remember to use your space to add 2 spaces of indentation when you nest elements. Or tab. Okay, Control Enter. Bang. Open above the H2 element habitat. Add an opening div tag and then close it after H3 countries with small brown bears. Tab that. Backspace div. Backspace slash div. Okay, above the H2 element that says media, another div. Yeah. Oh, interesting. You can't just tab that. You gotta tab at the beginning or for multiple lines. Okay. Next, attributes. If we want to expand an element's tag, we can do so using an attribute. Attributes are content added to the opening tag of an element and can be used in several different ways, from providing information to changing styling. From providing information to changing styling. Attributes are made up of the following 2 parts: the name of the attribute, the value of the attribute. One commonly used attribute is the ID. We can use the ID attribute to specify different content such as divs. It is really helpful when you use an element more than once. IDs have several different purposes in HTML, but for now we'll focus on how they can help us identify content on our page. When we add an ID to a div, we place it in the opening tag. Div ID equals intro. Okay. And the purpose, provide more information, change style. So this one's ID equals intro is just to provide more information. Add an ID attribute with the value introduction to the div tag below brown bear h1 heading. Div ID equals introduction. Okay, didn't change anything, but we did it. What if I get rid of that? It does not like mismatch. Oh, it's okay with that. Interesting. So it's okay with not having the parentheses, or parentheses, no, quotation marks, but it's not okay with having mismatched. And if I put it here, instead, making all that data like that, oh, it actually handled it okay. It's pretty forgiving in terms of what it'll handle. An ID attribute with the value habitat to the opening div tag that has the habitat h2 heading as a child. Okay. ID to the value habitat. h2 div ID equals habitat. Bang. No? No. Space. Spaces are good. Okay. An ID to the media div. ID equals media. Sure. Div has no special meaning at all. It represents his children. It can be used with the class, lang, and title attributes to mark up semantics common to a group. H2 is a heading. Body is the contents. Let's start doing all period. Displaying text. If you want to display text in HTML, you can use a paragraph or span. Oh, that's right. P is paragraph. Paragraph contain a block of plain text. Span contains short pieces of text or other HTML. They're used to separate small pieces of content that are on the same line as other content. So span shorter than paragraph. Take a look at each in action. Span self-driving cars with inside are anticipated to replace up to 2 million jobs over the next 2 decades. 2 different div elements. Second div contains a P with span self-driving cars. Yeah. It's best to use a span element when you want to target a specific piece of content that is in line or the same line as other text. If you want to divide into blocks, use div. Okay, below H2 about brown bears, add P, and then end it with NP. And within this, because I don't need quotations, brown bear, copy, paste. Okay. Prettify keeps it separate. Okay, good to know. Below H3, B. Brown bears are not always completely brown. Some are reddish or yellowish. Ay, ay, ay. Isn't coding fun? It is. But tutorials are slow. Under H3, let's speed run all that. P, enter countries with small brown bear populations. This paragraph. Pew. They get better at running the brackets. This needs to be tabs. What else? To do a P. Tagging the habitat of app features. H3 features. H2 about brown bears. Okay, let me get away with that. Putting that in the wrong section, so let's fix this under the H3 element. Just with small brown bear populations jumping around. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Oh. How do I indent multiple lines? So I can indent and then undent. It's not very clean though. And then this should actually be here. Tap that out. Don't save, run. Cool. Okay. Styling context. You can also style with the EM tag to emphasize and the strong tag to highlight. We'll see what that actually means later when you decide to style websites. You'll decide how you want browsers to display content within EM and strong tags. M and strong browsers, however, have built-in style sheets that generally style tags in the following ways: emphasize to italicize. Okay. Emphasize to italicize, strong to bold. An example, the Nile River. In the first paragraph that starts with the brown bear, emphasize the Ursus rectus. M. paragraph about brown bears. Least concern. There we go. Not control B. Strong. Least concern. Arrow over. Strong. There we go. Least concern. All period. Line breaks. Spacing between the code doesn't affect position of elements in the browser. We saw that. If you're interested in modifying the spacing, you can use line break, BR, for break. The line break element is unique because it's only composed of a starting tag. Oh, interesting. You say anywhere and just break. If my snacking's too loud or annoying, leave a comment. But for now, I'm just doing this by myself with no expectations, and I'm hungry. All right, add 2 line breaks after the sentence of least concern. We are. In addition to organizing text in paragraph form, you can also display content in an easy-to-read list. You can use an unordered list tag. The U elements should not hold raw text. It won't automatically format raw text into an unordered list of items. li makes a list. Overflow of the list was created using a UL tag, unordered list tag, and individual items with the list. And you get bullets. Under the heading that says species, create an unordered list. Okay. Species tab, UL, slash, and the following list item, Arctos. Do you have to, yeah. It's a lot of angle brackets. Colaris. Oh, for this, I'm just gonna li Horribilis. Horribilis. Okay. Just copy and paste the end one to save little effort. Sony extinct. Oh, period. Horribilis. Not bullets, but numbers. Okay. created with OL. And then same list items, okay. Countries with large brown bear populations. There we go. Enter tab. OL. Slash OL. And then we have, let's fully copy paste list item and list item. Copy, there's going to be 3 of them. 2 to 3. Russia, number 1. United States, number 2. Canada, number 3. Bang, bang, bang. Next. All the elements share one thing in common, all text, but if you want images, the image tag allows you to create an image to a web page. Most elements required by the opening and closing tags, but the image tag is self-closing. Oh, interesting. So you just start image and then you put the source and then you do the slash and bracket. At the end of the image tag is a /. Self-closing tags may include or omit it. Oh, okay. So you could just do close bracket. The image tag has a required attribute source. Source is the location. In this case, the value of source must be the uniform resource locator URL, and that's what that means. URL is the web address. Yep. Under media, okay, very bottom, media. H2 heading, add an image. Use this URL that they gave. Okay. Image source equals copy paste. Let's try just angle bracket. Okay, we need quotation marks. And not auto double quotation marks. Beautiful. Ah, what a beautiful bear. Source equals quotation marks URL and image alt. About screen readers. That's nice to say early. Alternative text brings meaning to the images on our sites. Alt attribute can be added to the image tag, just like the source attribute. Value of alt should be a description of the image. Or you can mess with AI and make it different. Image fails to load. User can hover to read the description. Visually impaired. Can have it say it. Search engine optimization. Yep. The image is not one that conveys any meaningful information. All should be left empty. Add the alt attribute to the image. Include a description. Make sure the description accurately describes the image. That's after source. Alt equals quotation marks egg bear. Continue. Okay, let's continue. This will be interesting to see looking back on and seeing comments from anyone that might actually view this, if anyone does, because hopefully this is just like me practicing, getting better and more comfortable talking as I work through things. And then down the line, once I'm actually good at HTML and web development, then I'll be working on impressive stuff with an easy conversational tone. And I'll have this for anyone to see how I started the full progress. But this content itself probably isn't that interesting. And 50 minutes in, probably no one's going to hear this actual sentence, paragraph, blurb, monologue that I'm giving. In addition to images, HTML also supports displaying videos. Like the image element, the video element requires a source attribute with a link to the video source. Unlike image element, however, the video requires opening and closing tags. I don't like inconsistencies, but that's fine. I love the video not supported. In this example, my video.mp4, the source can be a video file that is hosted alongside your web page or URL for another web page. After source, the width of after the source attribute, the width and height attributes are used to set the size of the video displayed in the browser. The controls attribute instructs the browser to include basic video controls such as pause and playing. And the text video is not supported, is only if it can't load. Okay. Width parentheses, quotation marks. Height controls. Under the image, create a video. Video source equals quotation paste close bracket new line video. Let me see it. Oh, yeah. There's a video, but it can't play. So we add in width equals 320. Height equals 240. Controls. Video source equals. Oh. Silly me. No commas. Interesting. Lovely bear. 420. Okay. And 20. So that just adds white space to the edge. It's too big. It's too small. Okay. I'll shrink it. This. Between the opening and closing and the frig video, not support. Okay. Support. Sure. Congrats on your first lesson. This should be HTML for text markup language. Pretty easy so far. Let's see where we go now. Building web pages, half done. XP, sure. Yeah, learn for fun. For fun. Text contain the HTML for a web page's visible content. Body. Which element is the parent of the P, the body? Oh. Okay. Match the blanks with the proper syntax. I'm ready to roll. P / P. What's the correct definition of an HTML element? Following fails to display an image. Source is missing. No visible output. List items. How would the output below change if unstructured list was gone to ordered list? Below so it changed to numbers. HTML, hypertext markdown language, markup language. Which of the following is correct syntax for the paragraph? P and the paragraph / B. Which of the following is valid HTML for the heading tag with the smallest size and lowest rank hierarchy? H1 is biggest, H6 is smallest. HTML code will most web pages display with italics emphasize. And strong is for bolding. Why is the code below incorrect? You need size. Yeah, that too. Which of the following elements will directly affect the vertical spacing? Break. BR. 84. Not target. Okay. Using HTML, declare bracket exclamation point doc type in all caps HTML first line HTML5 is the current. The doc type provides the browser with two pieces of information: the type of the document and the HTML version to expect, but doesn't add anything. To create content, we need opening and closing HTML, easy enough. /HTML. Anything between is HTML code. It makes it explicit. Alright, we're building up. Oh, we're really building up. Okay. Got a picture, got a video. Can you drag this? Yeah. Bang. You really did well. The head, so far you've done two things to set the file properly. Declared to the browser that your code's HTML. Added the HTML element for the rest of your code. We've added these. Now give some info with a head element. Head is the parent to body. The head has metadata for a web page. Metadata isn't displayed throughout the page itself. Typically after the first HTML tag. Okay, HTML, enter, head, /head, page titles, one line. What kind of metadata about the web page can head contain? If you navigate to the catalog and look at the top of your browser, you'll notice the word catalog, title of the web page. No, but sure. Browser displays the title specified. Title is within head. Head. I indented body because head is there. Enclosed. My coding journal title. Add brown bears. Brown bears. Alright. I see. Where's that bear? We don't have a title, but it'll be up there. Linking to other web pages. Anchor element. href, hypertext reference. Same format. Oh, okay. Within the A, like video. Same as video, different than image. After the first paragraph, right above the heading, where it says species. And a link that says learn more. Then source, and then learn more. And then add this link, Wikipedia, beautiful. And href equals click that link, takes you, it's remember. We're putting links in a new window. You ever clicked on a link and observed the result in a new window? If so, think A elements target attribute. Possible to learn more links. Go to a different website. But keep on your page also. For a link to open a new window, target must require value of link. The target attribute can be added directly to the opening tag of the anchor element, just like the href attribute. In the example above, setting the target attribute to blank instructs the browser to open the relevant Wikipedia page in a new window. New tabs, first new windows. Okay, just new tab, not new window, even though it says new window. The link that says learn more after href before the closing bracket. Okay, target space target equals underscore blank. Now if I click it, it opens in a new tab. How beautiful. Linking to relative page. Let's go internally. When making multi-page static websites, store HTML files in the root directory or main folder where all the files for the project are stored. As the size grows, use additional folders within the main project folder to organize your code. The example above shows 3 files in one folder, project folder. HTML files are stored in the same folder. And notice that they're in the same folder. We can link with the relative path / starting from where you are and continuing, just like Bash in Linux. A tag is used with the relative path to link to contact. On the web page, contact will appear as a link. Relative path, file name that shows the path to local file. do a full URL. Starting from the parent, directly below the opening body tag with an index.html and an anchor that links. Okay. A href equals /index.html contact. I need to get used to that. Under the link. We have there. Nice. Under the link to the HTML and anchor tab, about me. Anchor href equals about me.html close about me contact to itself about me ticks to something that they made. I mean, if Michael there's a little icon more excited than Paris. Cute. And then I assume if I did a break, BR. Yep. Beautiful. Looking at well. Images can be links to just wrap it in anchor. Because transform the image to a link. Media. Image A. href equals that. Yep. Target equals link to be a new tab. And then put that to that gal /A. Now scroll down, click beautiful, and then click this. Wonderful, do that. Scrolling. Okay, under brown bear, make an unordered list. Well, slash UL. Within that, we go list item, save time, and list item. Of each list item. Equals. Oh. This goes inside. List item. Ref equals media. What happens if you go the other way? Quista. HTML5. Comment. All formatted. HTML. Let's go. Thank you. No, thank you. Ay, ay, ay. Fashion blog. My friend Issa is building a budding fashion blogger. And she asked you to build her a new website just in time for Fashion Week. Use your HTML knowledge to create the underlying structure of the blog. Make sure to include plenty of pictures, links, lists, other elements. You can view a completed project. You get stuck. Get unstuck. All right, let's do this and then probably call the video and the work for at least now. Doc type, HTML, HTML, and a head element below that, and a body ends with head there. Body definitely ends below HTML and here. But that might be wrong. So that wouldn't be indented there. And a head below the head and body. Yeah, it says opening tag, and then here it just says the full element. So I think that's right. Within head, add title. Every day with Lisa. Yes, but HTML title syntax. And title. Okay. So title. It's title. That should be it. Title head. Directly below opening body. Which one? It says Insider's Guide to New York Fashion Week. Which one? Let's see. Beautiful. H2. Getting tickets. And picking shows. H2. Something like my title. That would be nice. Okay, we'll figure that out later. Guess what's this? I mean, it's not that sure better. Whatever. Another H2. Dressing for the shows. Just start and dark type. I did. That shouldn't be indented. That also shouldn't matter. Yeah. Okay. Let's use this first dispatch from Fashion Week. Let's add a blog post. They didn't teach me this. So backslash. No. Escape. HTML. Ampersand. Yeah. Yep. Nice. Cool. It's gonna be wrong, but I can just check them off myself. Between the first and second H2 tags. Okay. Another paragraph. Sure. After the last First and final paragraph. Must be true. I see. It wasn't really auto checking. I was just clicking accidentally. Of course, this won't be a fashion blog without some images. Sure. Above each paragraph and image. Okay. Image source equals right. Okay. Let's see if that's right. Okay. Image source equals data. Put up images. Finally, image source equals data. Sure. Fine. And check that. Your first blog post is complete. Let's add an image so the readers get to know her. Build an opening and body tag. Add an image. Image source equals da. Okay now. Fill image. Now if I can do height equals 300. Width equals 200. Not that. Yes, yeah, nice. This one gets 150, 150. That's nice. I like that. Below the image, H3. Okay, yep. H3, small guy. It says by Isabel Rodriguez. There you go. 1 day ago. That not auto update. That's interesting. Okay, sure. I'm gonna make it H4. Let's see if they don't like that. Lisa wants to know the readers should read a lot more. Make a list of related beneath the last paragraph. Add an H4. So it's related content. H4. Yep. There we go. Word list. And list item. Close list item. 4 things. 3, 4. How to style boyfriend names. When print is too much, the overalls trend falls it color. Blush. Check. Let's get each paragraph. Turn it to a link. First paragraph. Okay, turn this into a link. Anchor. Source equals this. And then for New York Fashion Week. And that, and then go in the anchor. No. Target. I think New York Fashion Week is there. Target equals link in quotes. No. Pull that there. No. Don't think it's this, but let's try it. Quite sure it's not going to be. Yeah. New Fashion Week. What if it's just a link? Nope. Source equals. Anchor source equals. Let's get in. Where to go start after. Anchor tag, hyperlink, HTML. That's what I don't remember. Oh, href. Yes. Source is just for images. Href is for links and videos. Okay. So that's done now. Make sure you can get in touch with the bottom of your body. Why is this wrong? Tag was prepared. Missing. Start tag. That's nice. You just want to make sure friends get in touch with that bottom of your body. And a new div. ID equals contact. Instead of single double apostrophes. Single verse double quotes HTML. Interchangeable. style and including. Okay, I like that double here. Contact single for CSS. Inside the div. /div. Inside the div. Create a new paragraph. With all of this. /p. Blah. It's for sale. Okay. Did they pick a real location? Maybe not. Okay. Inside the contact div. Put strong for email and phone. Yeah, sure. Strong. See how that looks. Email, phone, address. Let's make the profile picture link to the contact section. Find the profile image tag and surround it by opening and closing A tags in the A href equals contact. No, I just spelled that for me. Surround it. Makes sense. A. Href equals contact. Bang. Click bang. Congrats. Done. Skip. I finished HTML. Woo! Now, bootcamps. Nah. Oh. HTML tables. Is that where I want to be? Learn HTML, element and structure, tables, forms, semantic. I guess so. Let's hold this. Okay, well, in the next video, I will start tables. This was an interesting, good experience. Hope if there's anyone that watched, they enjoyed. If people did watch, feel free to comment. If you watch it within a few weeks of me putting this out. I'll be surprised. It's a few months and another video is better and watched first. I'll still be surprised, but less surprised. But yeah, I'll post it and we'll see if anything happens. Thanks for watching.